So you are done. Please breathe several sighs of relief there because you've been under the gun for a long while. Who's still under the gun? That'll be Hurley, seeing some strong wind right now. Interesting to see a notch there, but I'm going to pretend like I don't see that because I don't think that there's a tornado warning or a tornadic threat here. But I do know that there's going to be some strong wind gusts, some heavy rain, some frequent lightning. You can see little lightning strikes in there coming down to Big Point, coming down to Three Rivers, and also coming down to the Wade area with those heavy thunderstorms in the area. So that's why we're under that severe thunderstorm warning. This is mainly for gusty wind, I would imagine, is why this severe thunderstorm warning has been issued. There you go, the Helena community as well, Pecan community. This is probably where we'll wind up seeing the worst impacts that have, or let's say, that's where we're going to see the people who haven't seen anything yet start to see stuff. That'll be the Pecan community. But I think everyone else along that line has already begun to see impacts from that as it moves in. And the good news is that we are about 10 to 15 minutes away from seeing this strong line of storms move out of the area, possibly faster than that. So everyone that is back here, Pearl River, Hancock, Stone, and Harrison County, actually just seeing either nothing or seeing some steady rain right now. No severe weather behind that line. No severe weather to the west. Only some possible gusty winds upwards of 30 to 40 miles per hour right here in Jackson County where there's the warning. And then I would imagine also in extreme eastern sections of George County. Let's see if that's an update to our warning possibly. I just heard something.
We have some new special marine warnings. Let's go ahead and take a look. I'm just reading off some information. We got new special marine warnings in effect for Pascagoula, the coastal waters of Pascagoula. So I'm going to bring the radar down just a little bit, and we can focus on those storms. They're pretty much they're between Pascagoula and Grand Bay, moving along Highway 90 and I-10. And that special marine warning is, let me pull that information up. That's until 1 o'clock. Strong thunderstorm is located 44 nautical miles east of Pascagoula, moving northeast at 15 knots. Wind gusts 34 knots or greater. So we could be looking at some very high winds, definitely. So that's for all the boaters out there. Definitely not the best of days to be out on the water. But still, we continue the severe thunderstorm warning for Jackson County until 1:15. And for the most part, the most intense activity is in between Pascagoula and Grand Bay now and moving right on top of Hurley, and that's right over Big Point as well. This is just moments away of crossing over into Alabama and being a problem for those locations further to the east. So we're still watching Escatawpa. It looks like you're in the clear now, just seeing some heavy rain. All the areas...
And community, I don't know if we can pull that up
right
here.
Right
Meteorologist Andrew Wilson and I were watching that. If you want to zoom right into there and take a look at what's going on near, you have to zoom in quite a bit to see it. It's near and south of Pecan. It's moving toward the Pecan community and possibly, now this looks different from what Andrew and I were looking at. Max 2. Try Max 2 there. I believe Andrew has a better look on Max 2. So there you see south of East Moss Point. If you can circle that, Andrew, and see that red and green touching each other. Weak sign of rotation by radar there. And that continues to move off to the north and east. Watch as he steps it through time. You see that little area right there continuing to move off to the north and east. And now almost due south of 12:43 p.m., almost due south of Pecan community. So that's a very weak area of rotation right there, as Andrew has circled it right beneath my hand, and that continues to move off to the northeast toward the Pecan community. Again, you are still under a severe thunderstorm warning, and severe thunderstorms are capable of producing at least a spin-up tornado. Now we've got a new scan in, it appears, and almost losing that rotation signature. I don't know. Do you still see it, Andrew?
No, it looks like it's really weak.
So, it looks like it just kind of fell apart there. So, thank goodness for that. But it does sometimes just goes to show you that sometimes these severe thunderstorms, they'll quickly spin up a very weak signature of rotation there. And that's what we're watching here. The radar looking like that because we're watching the winds inside of the storm, under the hood of the storm, if you will. We're pretty close here. The line is literally knocking out of the door. It's got 1 foot out the door, and it's almost out of here. So we are still looking at heavy rain. Honestly, in Pascagoula, I would imagine the rain actually starting to begin to let up for you guys. Hurley, however, still under the gun. Lots of heavy rainfall there. And this is about to cross into Mobile County. So if you have friends and family in Mobile County, we'll see if the National Weather Service in Mobile doesn't issue warnings for that approaching. If not for this line, guess what? What they may issue it for, this stuff down here near Bayou Battery coming up from the south to the north. A lot of times when you have storms coming up off the water, you wind up getting some quick spin-ups there. So thankfully that is not what is going on in Jackson County. But for our friends just to the east in Mobile County, southern Mobile County, that'll likely be what they'll be watching closely there. Again, we're just still watching this line here. I don't know if we have some new information in from the rest of the weather team here, but that's what we're watching here in Jackson County there. That strong to severe storm moving in across the Hurley area there, as well as Escatawpa and east of Pascagoula. Now, it does look like, I would imagine, it's clearing the Pascagoula area. So that's good news there. I'm curious to see what our Pascagoula Navigator Credit Union, I'll be right back as I check our rain gauge at the Pascagoula Navigator Credit Union and see how much rain we have in the rain gauge there, because it has been falling pretty heavily in that area. Okay, so only up to a ½ inch of rain so far. So again, that's good news to me. It means that we probably won't see a flood threat with this. We initially expected to see 1 to 2 inches of rainfall by the time Thursday wraps up. And this is not the end of the rain. This is just the end of this round one, if you will, of severe storms. Now, we were earlier today at GMM talking about a round 2 of severe storms, but I said that would only be possible if we didn't get rain today. And guess what we just got? So it does look like we won't be seeing, I would imagine, that we have removed enough energy from the atmosphere so that we should not be seeing another round of thunderstorms later tonight when the cold front moves through. Maybe we'll see some showers. Maybe some of those showers will have a rumble of thunder. But as far as an organized severe weather threat like what we just went through, pretty tough for the atmosphere to recover after losing so much energy from the storms that moved through today. So that's good news. At least it looks like we have gotten our storms out of the way right now. And the reports that have come in, while we have, yes, seen some damage reports, we have not heard of any reports of injuries or fatalities with any of this. So hopefully everyone playing it safe. Even though a truss was knocked over, no one was around that truss at the Centennial Park to be hurt or worse by it. So that means that people are taking these storms seriously and putting their safety plans into action. Again, what are we? Still about 20, no, not, I'm bad on my math here. 25 minutes away from the expiration of the severe thunderstorm. It's interesting. I'm watching this on camera or on radar, waiting for it to cross the county line, and it's dragging its feet, isn't it?
Yeah, it's starting to do that though. It's starting to move into Alabama now. It's just starting to move into Grand.